Alright everyone, welcome back to the top 8 of tonight's Friday Night Magic tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics. In South Charleston, West Virginia. Yes, West Virginia is a state, and that's where we are. 24 players paired down to 8 after 4 rounds of Swiss, and this is your first quarterfinal matchup. On the left is Eric Schmidt. He goes by Schmidt. I have not met Eric before until just now when I introduced myself. I think he plays down at the shop that's about 45 minutes away. He is playing what he called a deck called Out of the Closet. It is basically a Selesnya colored Conjurer's Closet deck, so it should be interesting to see what comes out of his deck. And then he is playing Maxx Turner, who you should all know by now, who is playing Blue-Black Control.
My choice.
Yeah, so Max was undefeated and he drew into the top 8. Eric ended up going 3-1. So both these players had a pretty good night tonight. So it should be a classic battle of mid-range versus control. So for those 146 of you who have been watching diligently for the last 3 or 4 hours, we appreciate your dedication. For any of you who are just joining us, thanks for checking us out.
What does it mean to get the list into Zach? I must know.
I don't know what that means. What was the question? Was there a question?
It said, go Max, make sure you put that list into Zach.
Oh, he's going to, Max will give me his deck list after the event, and I'll put it up on our Facebook page. I do have a deck box account with all of the, come in.
Welcome back.
I'm joined by Nick Reed. Did you not top 8 this week?
No, I didn't.
That's alright. You're allowed to not top 8 occasionally.
Yeah, just
not feeling it?
Jonathan had a chance to get in top 8.
Did he end up making it?
I don't know.
He did not.
Oh.
Oh well.
So I skipped him. So.
Alright, well that's very gentlemanly of you. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here for you guys' benefits. On the left is Schmidt. He's playing a Selesnya Conjurer's Closet deck. So there's a Borderland Ranger, the aforementioned Borderland Ranger from last round that we got in a bit of a side conversation about.
Yes, King Hexar, you probably are the only one with FNM decks that actually are real.
What's the saying?
Well, the only one that that run real decks.
Well, as we've talked about before, not every... it is difficult to imagine, but this is actually not the top 8 of a Pro Tour. This is, in fact, a 20-person FNM at the end of a stale standard cycle from a state that most people don't know exists. So, of course, there's going to be some decks that you don't necessarily see directly copied off of the last Star City top 8.
I state that a lot of people really don't understand what we're doing. And for those of you who watch Buck Wild, please stop. It's not real.
Let's not... let's try to keep it on topic here.
Yeah. I just want to...
I think playing with a deck that is homemade is harder than playing with a...
coming up with your own deck, if you come up with a deck that's your own idea and is viable, it is infinitely more... I don't know.
It's a lot better than...
Entertaining?
The reason why most people play decks off the internet is because the groupthink of, as we see Max whiff on an Augur Bolus after ultimate pricing the Borderland Ranger. Like, there are a lot of people playing Magic now, and the internet makes everything, kind of like communal think. And, like, the best decks are going to come out of minds of people who are not us. I mean, it's just the statistics, right?
Yeah,
it's very rare that you're going to come up with the best decks. So.
Yeah.
People like Brian Kibler.
They are good. They are better at Magic than us.
Gives us 25.
And we see...
not 25, 26.
27?
27.
How does Trostani read?
Toughness. You gain life equal to the toughness.
Okay. Max does play Mutilates. Of course, the problem being in this case, he's missed a land drop and he only has 2 swamps. What is Tristani's base stats? Is she 5-ass? And here's the Conjurer's
I
Closet,
think she's
right?
4-4, actually.
No, she's a 2-5.
No, Collective Blessing. Collective Blessing stopped by Syncopate. That would be just that would just be murderous, wouldn't it be?
That would just be game.
Pounds in for 7. Pounds in for 3 knocks Max down to 17. So Mutilate at this point would clear out all but Tristani.
I don't think you can do it here.
I don't know. It depends on what the rest of the cards in your hand are.
He's throwing something.
It looks to me like he has it because I think he's debating the same thing as you. He definitely has it now that he's attacking with his Augur.
Double block.
Tristani is a 5-ass, right?
Yeah.
If Max had one more swamp, then Schmidt just made like the worst block ever because he'd be able to mutilate. But
he does not.
I don't even know if you mutilate at this point.
Yeah, there's really no point. I think you take 5 here.
Yeah, I mean, while Max is like way behind, like it's not like Schmidt is putting like a ton of pressure on him. Cavern naming, I'm not sure what it is, but we'll probably figure out. Well, it doesn't really matter.
That's a key rune. That doesn't help us.
Is it Selesnya key rune?
Yeah.
What does it even turn into?
Wolf.
What's Cavern naming? It's naming human.
Naming human. Cavern on human.
That seems to be a trend. That seems to be rule.
So it does in fact turn into a 3/3 wolf. That is the first time I've ever seen that card played on standard.
First time I've ever seen that card played, period.
I don't think you guys are going to run FNMs, modern FNMs, are you?
Is there a question in chat about that?
Yeah.
That's not the plan. Here's the thing that we've talked about this like copious times before.
We don't have enough people.
It's not that so much as that people want to play standard.
Yeah.
So if you deny people the ability to play standard, like you're just going to alienate them. So Maximilian himself's trying to find some business. Syncopate and Chase Architect of Thought and Snapcaster Mage hit the graveyard. Liliana of the Veil.
Her newest form has not seen much use.
Sack.
Particularly compared to that one.
Whoa. That's interesting.
I guess they're the least aggressive creatures, right? This way you keep the most power on the board.
I'd have another Tristani in hand, too.
I think he's Hellbent, isn't he? He just drew a card off the top.
Oh, yeah, wow.
I mean, I don't mind. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be very interesting here to see if Max has some kind of answer to...
He's attacking with the key rune.
There's a 6 here. I think Max has a mutilate here.
Yep.
So that's...
Oh, if he plays into the mutilate, like... Is it
Tristani.
another Tristani?
Yeah.
You called it.
Well, he drew it off the top.
He top decked
he didn't make that play assuming that he was going to draw it.
Zombie Apocalypse.
Huh?
Zombie Apocalypse.
What about it?
We're not playing with Jordan yet.
No, he has it. I made him put one of it in there before the tournament started. He's won like half his games.
Tamio!
So Liliana on 1. Tamio goes up to 5. The question is, what is it tapping down?
Healer.
It's tapping down Centaur Healer.
Not sure why.
Is the wolf just vanilla 3/3?
Yeah.
It's
I think so.
Yeah, the reason you tap down the Centaur Healer instead of the Selesnya is because you have to spend mana to pay.
Yep.
To play it. Don't tap it here.
And more importantly, my iPod is close to dying. It tries very hard, but I can't make it the whole time. 1, 2, 3,
straight
4.
magic.
It's only been 4. It's been quick tonight. We only had 4 rounds.
6 collective blessing. No.
Soul of the Harvest.
Gain 6.
Wow. I've never seen that card used before.
It was used in the old Elves decks before rotation. It's perfectly fine in this deck that has blink effects.
Yeah.
Not sure if Max can pull this one out.
I don't know. He's got business.
Oh, no effects. Yeah, he has the 1.
Yep, 33-1. But I mean, to be perfectly honest, like Max is supposed to lose like game 1 of this.
I think he just minuses Tamio and draws. Maybe get an answer. creature.
Makes him sack a creature, gets rid of Trostani. You can tap the Soul of the Harvest and then mutilate, but then you lose to the Keyrune.
Yeah.
You can tap the Keyrune, mutilate, and Ultimate Price.
I think he's pretty much beat at this point.
He's not. He wasn't.
He's not dead yet. Oh.
He called it.
I mean, obviously, he doesn't have business. I mean, Max is not going to scoop if he has a way out, but like I don't know what's in his
He's been
hand.
at it too long.
He could have drawn something off Tamio.
Yeah. That's true.
Before he sacked.
Possibly a premature scoop, but he was drawn pretty thin. Well, I don't know. He could draw 3.
Well, no, you can only draw 2. Before the sacking of
Yeah.
Liliana. So you can only draw 1 then.
What probably happened there is this. He made him sack, then realized his only out was to draw, then realized he should have done it before sacking, and then his punishment to himself just went ahead and scooped.
Yeah.
Although, to be perfectly honest, he would have to hit, like,
Ultimate Price.
the perfect 3. He has to hit, like, mutilate Ultimate Price off that in order for that to be good, off of 3 cards.
Oh. He had Mutilate in hand. If he had a Swamp and a Mutilate, or a Ultimate Price, he could have been fine.
Who is doing that?
Actually, he still does the Selesnya here.
Yeah, the Keyrune, like, we, in the round that we had him on camera earlier, he was playing against Drew Scher, who was playing Grixis Control, and he had Jund Keyrunes, and that was, like, the only card that really mattered, because, like, Max has so few ways of interacting with it, because most of his removal is sorcery speed, and, like, Ultimate Price can't target artifacts. So you can Tamio it. That's about all you can do.
You don't know unsummon.
You can get him to block with it and then Barter and Blood, which is what he did in one game. He is running Barter and Blood, which is pretty good.
Why aren't the sideboards sleeved? Because some people don't have enough sleeves.
In Star City Open games, some people will call you out on having a different sideboarded part of your deck, and they'll call a judge on you. And
you can't, yeah, because the reason that is because if a lot of times the sleeves from sideboard cards are not worn at the same level as the other ones, so you can tell which. I mean, I'm not saying that that's. I mean, predominantly people do sleeve their sideboards. A lot of people don't sleeve their sideboards in a casual sense simply because it helps you remember which cards you took out and which cards you put in. But as Justin say, a lot of it just happens to be, I have 60 sleeves laying around, so that's what I'm going to use.
What is the name of the app you use as a life counter?
That is called Life Total. This is actually the most common question I'm asked in the 25 weeks we've been doing this. That is an iPod Touch. That app is called Life Total. I got it from the iTunes store like 2 years ago. It is no longer available. The best approximation is you can get something called 20 Life. And it does basically the same kind of thing.
There's also IMTG, which is also pretty cool.
Okay.
Because it's free.
Yeah, all of these are free. I'm not paying for basically a notepad app.
Star City. Star City Mobile.
Yeah, but you got to pay $5 for that. Also, it's not available on Android.
I didn't pay $5. I got it for free.
Is it free?
That's what I got it for.
But you're Nick Reed. You get everything for free.
Everything.
Straight baller.
Everything revolves around me. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Stop shuffling down. You know what that means.
You want to know why everything revolves around me? That's not it.
What you got?
Foil Jays.
Foil Jays.
Foil Jays.
Did you open that tonight?
Yeah.
What's that like? What's a Foil Jays retail? Like 50?
50, yeah.
Seems good.
I opened a foil.
I thought he'd be higher than that.
He's only 25 real, right?
18 now. I opened up a foil Tamio the first day of Allison.
What's that like? I opened a Foil Mountain once. Back in 96.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't even think they made foils in 96. They didn't start foiling until the back half of Urza's block. So we move to Game 2 in this quarterfinal matchup. Fan favorite and champion of the people, Maxx Turner, is down a game with his blue-back control deck to Eric Schmidt, who is playing Selesnya Conjurer's Closet type deck. I mean, there was no blinking. Do we see? I imagine he has 2 Conjurer's Closets in the deck, and it's just
Draxstar, he just said that you cannot get that app anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's very interesting is that after doing this so long, like I know who most of these people are, like specifically, like because we're also like because of the Facebook page, like I know exactly who people are.
Oh, looks like it's going.
Alright, start with the plays. Blue-black.
Oh, looks like Eric missed a land drop.
Did he mulligan? Yeah, he did mulligan, didn't he?
And he's got...
Appetite for Brains. That's a sideboarded card.
Collective
So,
Blessing here.
Audric? I think I take Audric, right?
Collective Blessing.
Or Tristani.
Tristani.
Yeah. Collective Blessing doesn't come out until later.
Yeah, you can count, I mean,
Yeah.
you just take whatever is the most pressing threat.
Audric will be more pressing when Italian is released.
The best card in Max's deck right now, or the best thing going for Max's deck right now is the... Oh, hold on, what am I trying to say? It's late. The best player on Max's team is Schmidt's deck. Is that what I'm trying to say?
No. You don't have to run Think Twice just for miracles.
Jace is out.
I have to agree with King here.
He's not running white, which has the best.
Don't worry about it, guys. Don't get too caught up in the chat. Like people are just discussing amongst themselves. So this game is completely non-interactive because Schmidt has failed to draw a second land for 1,000,000 turns. And while Max is not putting on any pressure, Max is going to ultimate that Jace and cast his own Army of the Damned and whatever the best, and Collective Blessing. So make 60. That'd be a pretty good highlight of the week, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Tamio, tap the one land you have.
I think you just.
He's being so cruel right now.
I don't know. You could. I would have, but
there's
as a bystander, I kind of like watching it because I want to see him cast Collective Blessing and that thing.
I want to see some rage.
How many?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point to.
I know there's not. I'm just being greedy at this point.
Rage is always fun to see. There's the lights.
I mean, that is one thing that, I don't know, like, it's very frustrating to watch, like, not necessarily new players, but just kind of like the middling players that have been playing for like 6-9 months or a year. They just don't understand that, like, variance is part of Magic. Like, sometimes you're going to play against a deck that you can't beat because of the matchup. Like, sometimes you're going to draw, like, the best player in the field, like, in the first round. Sometimes, like, you're not going to draw perfect. Sometimes they're going to have the nuts. Sometimes you're going to get land screwed. Like, it's all part of the game, right?
Yeah.
It happens.
If it was chess, right, then the best player would win every time, and I would never play Magic because I'm never the best player at anything.
I'm
pretty high rated at being named Zachary Evans and having a big beard. I'm ranked in the state on that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to regionals.
You should. I think you can get nationals.
Oh, good news. Ulamog both Ulamog the Infinite and Eldrazi John are now following me on Twitch. Back to back.
Oh, that's pretty
Zach is the best FNM streamer.
Your beard is enough.
Mo.
Your beard is enough for 10 men.
So many.
Alright.
Here's a little known fact. My beard actually has double strike.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Is it a Boris?
Heck yeah, it's Boris.
There you go.
You taking off?
Yeah, I have to go.
All right, well, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you.
Yeah, well,
Have a safe trip back to Morgantown on Sunday.
For those of you who enjoy beards, there's also... Have you seen Jack's beard from the Achievement Hunters?
I don't know what Achievement Hunters is. Is it a web series?
You know what Rooster Teeth is?
I do know what Rooster Teeth is.
They are a piece of Rooster Teeth.
Was Rooster Teeth is the Red versus Blue? Yes. So I believe it's called Machinima or Machinima.
Yeah.
Where they use the video games to make funny videos. So we're back to the action here. Schmidt has found his second land.
So has Max.
Mm-hmm. The longer this game goes with draw go, the better Max's chances are.
Think twice.
Mm-hmm. So Schmidt with no play on his first 3 turns. Vampire Nighthawk.
Not looking good early game.
Nice.
You want to.
Okay. Well, I'm out.
All right, Justin. Travel safe. Good to see you.
Yep.
And so then there was just one. So I apologize. It is going to be just me, it looks like, for at least the remainder of this match. And we'll see how it goes for the rest of the top 8. But most of the regulars that would commentate, half of them are playing in the top 8, and the other half are playing Commander now. So Acidic Slime comes down, takes out a Drowned Catacomb, but not before Jace, Architect of Thought makes an appearance on Max's turn 4. Liliana the Veil, sack a dude, get rid of Acidic Slime, which is a very relevant play considering that Schmidt's deck does have blink effects. So if he went Conjurer's Closet next turn, Max would have a very hard time interacting with that board position. So there's Geist Honored Monk. Going to come down, make 2 1/1 flying tokens, making Geist Honored Monk a 3/3. But Max is well and truly in the game here. Discard off Liliana, takes a Collective Blessing out of Schmidt's hand. Ups Jace, negating Schmidt's board state basically down to 2 power, leaving Vampire Nighthawk back to block. So Max is in pretty good spot here. Centaur Healer. Going to take Schmidt back up to 19. He's putting together a pretty good board state here, but that Jace +1 is going to be really tough. Now he has to suicide his Geist Honored Monk because Jace is going to ultimate next turn, and Max is going to go get Collective Blessing out of Schmidt's deck and Zombie Apocalypse out of his own and cast them both for free. Cycling Think Twices on Max's turn. Oh, Jace's ultimate is -8, I apologize, so it'd be next turn that he could ultimate him. So let's see what Max chooses to do here. He can mutilate and clear the board. He's going to up Jace, see what he's going to do with Liliana. Liliana, one of those interesting planeswalkers that you don't necessarily activate every turn because one of its modes is detrimental to you. Going to eat away at Schmidt's hand here. Gets an Acidic Slime. Goodbye goes an ultimate price, which is not very good in this spot. It really only trades for Avacyn's Pilgrim, as Jace's +1 is keeping Schmidt's board at bay. Collective Blessing coming up. It is in fact Collective Blessing. Now the question is, does it stick? Schmidt is tapped out, so Syncopate is good here. Flashes back a Think Twice. Flashback, Think Twice, and I think the Collective Blessing sticks, which is huge. So of course with the Jace +1, that makes so he's going to send 1 flying token. He's going to Snapcaster Mage and block the Centaur Healer to save Jace. So a very aggressive attack by splitting it up by Schmidt that might come back to haunt him, because Max can't ultimate Jace now, and Zombie Apocalypse plus Collective Blessing will win this game. I don't know if there is another Collective Blessing in Schmidt's deck, but we're fixing to find out. Max also has 5 lands now, so he has 3 swamps, so Mutilate will only be good for 3. Barter and Blood going to make Eric sack 2 creatures. Probably going to get rid of Avacyn's Pilgrim and one of the tokens, I would imagine. That is in fact what he ends up doing. No, he's keeping the evasive creatures. Ultimate Jace. So here you go. Quarterfinal action. You're seeing a Jace ultimate. Maxx Turner ultimating Planeswalkers since 1995. When was the first Planeswalker? 2004, 2005, something like that. But yeah, so now Max is going to go through his own deck and get his own spell and cast for free, which I imagine is a singleton copy of Army of the Damned, which has done a lot of work this evening. I could be wrong, but I would be very surprised if it's anything other than that. And there it is. So there's the Army of the Damned. We saw it in the first round that Max played on camera. We're seeing it now. There are the 13 2/2 zombie tokens that card makes. They do come into play tapped. So Max has lethal on board. Let's see what Schmidt can come up with. A land off the top, and I think it's a Trostani in his hand. Nope, it's a Captain of the Watch. It's going to make 3 1/1 creatures. So he will be able to stave off destruction here, but still in a world of hurt. So he's going to serve in with his flyers. So Max with a handful of cards and 28 power on board. Snapcaster Mage, flashing back ultimate price on the 3/4 first striker. I don't know if Captain of the Watch is 3/4 first strike, actually. I'm not sure that it matters. And he can only block 3 of them, so 11 2/2s make it through. 22 damage is good enough. Captain of the Watch actually is a 3/3 Vigilant, so would have been able to eat one zombie. But Max gets there, moves on to the top 4. Congratulations to him, piloting his old-school blue-black deck, which we haven't seen in a long time. An archetype long lost to the greedy mana bases of Return to Ravnica. And also congratulations to Eric Schmidt. Like I said, I think this may be the first time he's played at this shop. Good to see new players, and good to see new players doing well with the interesting deck choice of his own design. So we've still got other action going on. If you guys will bear with me just briefly, I'm going to step outside. Don't go away. We'll see if I can find another match to slot over into the place. All right. So we're waiting for one more match to be finished, and then we're playing the top four. We are playing the top four. It is very early tonight. Both Max and Garrett are in the top four, so they are going to play it out. So that should be fun. Max is going to come in here. We're going to talk about some more Ravnica spoilers, and then we're going to move into the top four as soon as that final round is over. Garrett Meadows.
I thought John won. I was excited.
Garrett Meadows, Green. He's playing humans?
Garrett's playing Bant.
Oh, okay. Garrett's playing Bant Control. He beat Alec Myers, who's playing Solar Flare. Max, we just saw playing Blue Black, beat Schmidt, who's playing Selesnya. Joseph Deal playing Naya mid-range took out John Dunlap, who's playing Brian Kibler's Golgari aggro deck, and then JB, who's playing Esper Tokens, is still out there grinding it with Corey Buchanan, who is playing Junk Reanimator. So, we were up to 193 people. We, of course, always lose a ton of people when the magic stops. You are not Alec Myers. You are, in fact, Maxx Turner. So let's talk a little bit, before we talk about spoilers, let's talk a little bit about your deck, Max.
Sure.
So we talked about it a little bit before in round one. We saw it in round two and in the quarterfinals. How have you been winning most of your games? Have you been winning with Army of the Damned?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's super fun. And not just because I told you to put it in there, but like it's just a fun card to play. Like you can play in those blue decks, you can play one-ofs because you're cycling through so much of your cards. You're playing Think Twices, you're playing Jace, you're playing Snapcasters, you're flashing back tons of stuff. So you see that one-of a lot more than like a normal deck would see one.
What I do though normally is that time I run them out of resources, I just rip the.
You just actually draw it.
Yeah.
Is it like a boss?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, our boy Nick in the chat thinks that was amazing. He loved it. Someone is betting $25 that Reanimator will destroy everyone like a joke. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. I think you have a pretty good matchup against Reanimator.
I'm a cool-looking dude.
How? I can't argue with that.
I don't have a beard though, like you.
No one should have a beard like me, including me. I think shouldn't have it.
I think you have to have a beard now because it's on the.
Yeah, my wife was like, "What are you going to do when you shave your beard with like your promo?" And she's like, "Are you going to ask that girl to make you another?" I think the Swedish contingent may have gone off to bed because it is very late there. But and I said, "No, I think I just have to keep my beard forever now." So I don't know. People always ask me, like, when is your wife going to make you trim that beard? And which I always think is funny. It's like, number one, like I don't have a relationship with my wife where we're like constantly battling over like what we look like.
I know that you MMA fought over it.
Yeah, we did. We had a cage fight. I took it out of fourth round submission.
Yeah, that's why you got the beard.
But what I also think is funny is people are like, when is she going to make you cut it? As if like it's to a length now that she would have made me cut it like ages ago.
I would take you out in public. No. We were gonna go find a Christmas
like if
tree
she
in the
was
woods,
not going to
sure.
let me have it, like she would have like put her foot down ages ago. Wouldn't get that. So what's the question about which card do I pick? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so it's pretty cool. So the core of your deck is, people were giving you, well, not people, one guy was giving you a hard time because you're playing Think Twice but not playing Miracles. But I don't understand, like, people played Think Twice back in Teachings days when there were no Miracles. Like, it's still good. And you tested with Alchemy, and you said Think Twice is better than Alchemy because, I mean, Alchemy's a little clunky. It's much more expensive to cast.
Instead of a master component, it's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play things on turn 2.
A master component has a 4-drop, and it's not an instant, is it?
No.
Yeah, so that's a big thing because you are kind of a draw.
It's a great digger, but on my 4, I'm going to play Martyr or Mutilate or Jace.
I do love that you're getting a lot of work out of Liliana. We haven't seen Liliana a lot. We see tons of Liliana in Legacy and Modern, but it's kind of lost favor a little bit in Standard, and it did some serious work for you tonight. I mean, most of the games, like, basically just make him sack one dude and then just straight up. Did you ultimated Jace? We just saw you.
Yep.
Did he have another Collective Blessing in his deck?
Yeah, but
I was just curious if you were going to go for the total rub-ins, which is the make 60 power of dudes, or if you just went ahead and make his dudes a reasonable size. Your play is safer. My play is more Awesome Town.
See, I guess I did it wrong. I was supposed to look for both at the same time. Somebody said that I did use my Jace ultimate wrong, and I didn't do it right.
Well, but they can get over it because this is a freaking FNM. You know what I mean? You knew what you were going to get. Did you almost pull out a staff and in before you talked to yourself? You know better than that. Like, Stafford ain't going to win you the game.
I was like, I'm going to blow up his enchantment, then I'm going to ping his tokens off and draw a bunch of cards. I was like, wait a minute, I can just cast Armor the Damned.
I could just make 26 power of dudes and attack. Well, that's cool. We did I have a question earlier in the night about what you were bringing from the sideboard. I remember 2 Grafdigger's Cage and 2 Pithing Needle.
No cages.
I made that up. I must have seen it in somebody else's deck.
Not me.
Okay, maybe Jordan's deck. Are you playing Pithing Needle?
I'm playing a couple of Pithing Needles. Let me double check myself.
I'm curious. Got nothing better to do.
I'll read it to you verbatim.
That's fine. In between rounds tonight, I have bought 3 separate groups of cards tonight from 3 different people.
Yeah, I need to trade with you.
What's fun is I got this book.
I want that book.
Well, I told Jamie I'd give it back to him.
I got 4 Night of Infamy.
So 4 Night of... Let's go through Max's sideboard. 4 Night of Infamy, which single-handedly won you Game 3 against the Blue-White Flash deck. You just cast this on turn 2 and attack 7 times, right?
Yeah, I just protected it.
Pretty good strategy.
3 Appetite for Brains.
3 Appetite for Brains, which are basically the best Inquisition of Kozilek effect in this format because all the things the control tech, all the things that you want to get from troublesome decks cost 4 or more. Your Thrag Tusks, your Vert...
4th Barter is on the side.
I also like that you're running the old Barter in Blood.
Yep, I want to play the new one.
Interesting fun fact for those of you keeping track at home, the foil version of this card, which is in my cube, is one of my favorite foils of all time. It just looks really good in foil.
Mutilate's 3 and 4.
You're only playing 2 main.
2 main, 3 Barters. Mutilate's weak right now because I don't have Water Grave.
Right, so 2 Mutilates are on the board, as Max just told you. A lot of his dual lands are non-swamp based. When you get Water Grave, you go 3-1? Or maybe 4-0?
Barter's fantastic. The more I play with Barter, the more Mutilate's just not as cool. 2 Pithing Needles.
Minus points because you have both new Pithing Needles and new one. I got some for JB. I had to go to Columbus to get them. 2 Pithing Needles, is that for the control matchup?
Yeah, just for anything. I brought them in and just pretty much under something hassle. Like I brought him in against Drew because I wanted to name Olivia, and I was going to name his key room. I never saw him. So, and 3 negates for the control mirror.
Someone has, I said Knights of Glory, I think maybe. It's not even for me. Also, someone is trying to get everybody to go to Goatsy, which if you type it one more time, I will ban you from chat. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So, and then finally the last 2 cards are Negate, which is for the control mirror and stuff like that, right? So there we go. Pretty cool, so congratulations. You going to play it out?
Ban him.
Huh?
Yeah, we're playing it out.
Yep. You have just been... Someone has just been banned for inappropriate...
Is that your first banning?
No, it's my 3rd one.
What a turd wizard is Adam Vickers. And I'm like, what else we got flipped up? I'm playing like 3 Snapcasters main. I'm not going to make a list right now.
Yeah, but Max, will you give me a list at some point this week?
Yeah, I'll do it tonight.
And we'll jam it up on our deck box account. Remember, all of our... First of all, 2 things you remember. 3 things. Number 1, or the primary website of our stream is facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. If you go to ZachSellsMagic.com, it will redirect you there. There's daily content there, and lots of discussions. It's how I've got to meet and interact with a lot of people on here. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. If I weren't doing this stream, I say it all the time, I would definitely be checking out that page and interacting with people. It's a lot of fun. So we'll have a recap post there every week after FNM that talks about all the high points that we talked about. So all the links we talked about, all the funny videos. Let's talk about some of the stuff we're going to recap. We want to give a shout out to Altered Prince. Jordan Petio had some cool Altered cards.
He orders a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the story about how I made a saleswoman cry.
I'm excited to hear that story, actually.
Do you want me to tell it live?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will do this. This is not magic related, but earlier in the night we were talking about Value Town, and then I mentioned how there's a local store called Value City, how I bought a piece of furniture from Value City when I bought my house, and how I made the saleswoman cry. This is all true, and this is exactly what happened in a condensed form. I bought a poker table, like a full-size casino stuff.
Max Vengeance? I mean, you... I'm going to miss this story.
Are you playing Control?
Yeah.
What are the other 2?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm sorry. We had to pause the story.